Take a trip to the magical land of Hanamandu with your kids in the new children's book, Zair Pair. Joining us now is the local author of this book, Jase Peeples. Jase, thanks so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. I'm so excited to talk about this incredibly exciting book over here. First and foremost, it is a children's book, but what inspired you to write a book in the first place?
Well, my mom is a librarian, or was a librarian growing up, and so for the first 18 years of my life, books were just a huge part of growing up and me learning about the world and how to engage with the world, and kids' books taught me a lot.
Oh, wow. So actually, would you say that your mom and her being a librarian, that had a large impact on you and influence in wanting to write a book?
Absolutely. Summers were spent doing story hour at the library constantly, and I could not wait to go there every day and just kind of dive into these different worlds.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, yay, Mom. Let's give Mom a round of applause.
Right,
Thanks to
moms.
Mom over there. Yeah, to all moms, too. And for you, where did you first draw that inspiration to create the storyline for the book?
Well, I was a big fan of Dr. Seuss growing up. I think a lot of us are growing
100%.
up. And I wanted to write a story that sort of spoke to a cause that was close to my heart. And as a member of the LGBT community, I felt like there weren't really enough children's books that sort of spoke to it in a way that could also speak to everyone else. And so I set out to create a story, and that's how Zair Pair got started.
Well, good. I'm glad that you mentioned that. For our viewers who have never been able to read the book, give us an overall view of what they can expect when they open the pages.
So Zair Pair is about little creatures called Zairs, and Zairs come in two shapes, round and square. Now Zairs do all things together in a pair with one round, one square.
Wow.
Until one day, for the very first time, two square Zairs pair in their village. And so the story is about the lesson that the village learns about how diversity makes a village stronger.
And when it came to creating this story, and I love that you drew some inspiration from Dr. Seuss, because so many of us grew up reading those books. But when you were creating this storyline, why did you want to make an emphasis on inclusion and really just and emphasize how people need to love one another and be together? Why?
Well, I think I grew up in a small town where there wasn't a lot of diversity. And then coming to a place like San Francisco, where you see the beauty of all of these different places and all these different people, and how it really does make a city or a village stronger, I really wanted to share that message. And I feel like being a member of the LGBT community is really vast and a beautiful, wide range of people. And I think that's what makes part of our community stronger.
Yeah, that inclusion, and like you said, just so much diversity, different cultures, all of those wonderful things. So if you were to tell somebody some of the main topics, subjects that you want them to take from reading your book, what would it be?
I think it's that you be yourself, first of all. I mean, as the square Zairs are, they're just naturally a pair on their own. And in the book, each pair learns that they have a special gift, something that they can do. And that if you don't trust in yourself and who you are, that you might not discover that special gift that you have to give the world.
That's so true. And when it comes to your book specifically, so many times, especially with children's books, the illustrations are an incredibly important part so that you can draw somebody in visually. So what was the process like for you finding an illustrationist and making sure that it fit your story right?
Well, I came across this artist. Her name is Christine Knopp, and she actually used to work for Disney and part of their Disney Interactive division. And the minute I saw her artwork, I knew. It was like, you have to come. You've got to do this book. You've got to be a part of this. And I'm so glad she did, because I feel like she really elevated the material to another level I never dreamed that it would reach.
Yeah, and do you think that with that process of taking your words and putting it into pictures, do you feel like it was portrayed the right way?
Oh my, better than what I ever thought. Like I had one idea in my mind, but working with a person in a collaborative environment, like creating a story or a film or any sort of collaborative process, I think if you open yourself up to what they bring, a lot of times it can make the end product so much better. And I'm happy to say that I think this did turn out way better than I ever thought.
Good. Those are always good things, too, when it comes just a little bit better than what you think it's going to be. Now, what are some of the reactions you've received from the community with your book?
I will start off by saying what my favorite is having a kid come up and tell me, like, oh, this is my favorite story, or having a teacher come up and say, I love to read this to the class. This is one of my favorite classroom stories. I read it every year. Or parents that are just really grateful that they have found a story that they feel like has a message that they really want to impart to their children as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go
Oh
ahead.
no, those are some of my favorites. I could go on and on. So.
I can imagine. I'm sure you have so many different awesome stories. But for you personally, what has this accomplishment meant to you?
I think it's sort of a full circle moment in that starting off in an environment where I was around books that really shaped my early mind into who I was growing up, that I'm putting something else out there that is good and has a message of positivity and acceptance. And it feels nice to sort of close that circle and give something to the world that I feel like hopefully will help others in the way that those early stories helped me.
Well, I can only imagine how much this is going to help so many different people. So thank you, Jase, for coming and joining us here on Live in the Bay to talk about your book. We are so appreciative.
Thank you. It was a blast. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad. To grab a copy of this children's book for yourself, we'll have a link on our website at liveinthebay.tv.